Players, coaches, staff, and ownership. Our goal was to provide open dialogue and communication. We listen to one another. We believe it's the best way to work through any issue we are facing on and off the field. President Trump's remarks were divisive and disrespectful to the entire NFL community, but we tried to use them as an opportunity to further unify our team and our organization. Our players have the freedom to express themselves in a respectful and thoughtful manner, and we all agree that our sole message is to provide and to promote an environment that is focused on love and equality.
Has nothing to do with what Colin Kaepernick was talking about. This is anti-Trump, and it's unfortunate.
Well, first of all, a couple of things. One, we wouldn't be talking about police brutality. The word police brutality would not have been said today if not for the protest from the players and, more importantly, Colin Kaepernick. Second of all, to protest Donald Trump is to protest white supremacy. To protest Donald Trump is to protest state violence. I know I don't want to outrage you, Paris, but I'm sorry. It absolutely
won't outrage me.
So,
it's just a falsehood.
Okay, we can agree to disagree on that. Just let me finish the point, though. At every moment where Donald Trump has challenged the players for their freedom of speech, challenged the players for the arguments that they've made, to call them SOBs at the same time that you don't have a similar critique for Al-Qaeda or the white supremacists in Charlottesville is to reinforce the logic of white supremacy. To say that Judge Curiel doesn't have the capacity to be reasonable or objective because he's Mexican is to reinforce white supremacy. To hire white supremacists is to reinforce white supremacy. To hang with white nationalists is to reinforce white supremacy. And so to challenge Donald Trump is certainly to challenge white supremacy. So I'm very happy at the conversation that we're actually having right now on a national platform. That has to happen today, but it also has to happen every single day. And I think that's the beauty of this moment. But again, we can't stop here. And we also have to have a sense of history. You know, to say it's disrespectful and counterproductive and divisive is simply dishonest. Challenging white supremacy is not divisive. Being white supremacist is divisive. Naming it is not the problem. Being that thing is the actual problem. They say Martin Luther King was un-American for protesting Vietnam. They said that civil rights activists were disrespectful for not respecting the laws of the land. They said Malcolm X was disrespectful for saying the ballot or the bullet. They have always challenged our authority. They have always challenged our patriotism. They have always challenged our ability to be full citizens in this country whenever we have the audacity to resist. But when Trump stands up and says, you know what, America's going in the wrong direction, I want to make it great again, no one says he's un-American. When the Tea Party says we're moving in the wrong fiscal direction, nobody says, leave if you don't love America, leave it. No one says, like they do for Colin Kaepernick, he has a ton of money, he should be happy. No one says Donald Trump has $1 billion, he should be quiet and just thank America. He has a critique, he has a narrative, he has an ideology. These players do too, and we have to honor it.
And you know, Paris, I know you had mentioned that you didn't think this had anything to do with racism, et cetera, but just another statement, this coming from Seattle Seahawks president Peter McLaughlin. There are many statements that came from various owners and leaders of these franchises. And from McLaughlin, it says, we fully support our players' use of their freedom of speech and peaceful action to highlight the existing racial and other divides in our country. Our players completely respect the military and veterans of our country. However, they believe these issues need to come to the forefront. So Paris, you know, many of these athletes are feeling like this is the power that they have in the platform of being celebrities, of being in the spotlight. And this is a demonstration of many of these in this arena using the power they have to elicit a response, to make a statement, to ultimately provoke some change.
I just think it's false rage. I missed all of this outrage. I missed all of this protest when Colin Kaepernick did it a year ago. They let him kneel, and a lot of people say it cost him his job. And look, this may be underscoring some hypocrisy in that, indeed. But now you have a collective demonstration against President Donald Trump, not against the things that Colin Kaepernick was standing for. And another point is this: the NFL needs to get their policies together, because I think when the NFL fines and punishes players for standing up for things like breast cancer, and then finding for everyone can get around and support breast cancer, but they have a problem with that. But then when it comes to this, the NFL wants to say, well,
okay, well, I'll have to challenge or look into that because I don't know anything about the research behind that.
Well, it's D'Angelo Williams. It's very clear. D'Angelo Williams was fined for wanting to wear pink in honor of his mother who died of breast cancer. It's fact. And they fined him for doing it and said it was against the NFL's policy. So now you fast forward and the NFL is going to be silent as it relates to people protesting against the flag and the national anthem.
Well, what are they silent? You haven't seen Colin Kaepernick hasn't gotten a job since.
Yeah, he's being blacklisted.
So what I'm talking about is right now, present day.
Well,
and
this
the
is right
difference
now.
with,
This
and with
is
the,
right now.
now.
He's
He doesn't
still
have a job.
unemployed, not working.
I'm talking about Colin Kaepernick was not resisting or standing up against President Donald J. Trump. These players and these owners today are standing at or kneeling in disrespect to the flag and to the national anthem in response to the president. It is about the president, and the NFL needs to be consistent on the way and how they come down on these rulings. They can say on the one hand, you can't wear pink in honor of breast cancer, but you can be disrespectful to America, the flag, and the national anthem, and to our troops.
Donald,
I think it's
My
offensive.
researchers have worked really fast on that, by the way, and my sports colleagues correct on the fine. So move forward, Mark.
Of course.
Donald Trump is not America. I can honor a nation and not honor Donald Trump. I can criticize America. I can criticize America and Donald Trump and still be patriotic and still be an American citizen. That's part of what this is about. And the argument should be, hey, if there's these different dispensations of fines and suspensions, then let all players exercise free speech. Let them do breast cancer awareness, but also let them challenge the United States. Let them challenge our policy. That is part of what it means to be a free citizen. And again, I want to remind Americans right now, yes, there are many people who are against this, but there were many Americans who were against Muhammad Ali protesting the Vietnam War. There are many Americans who supported slavery. At almost every moment where we take a stand, most people are against it until they're for it. So that's why this moment is so important. So to point out the fact that somebody was by themselves a year ago and now they're not by themselves is absolutely true, but it's beside the point. Martin Luther King was by himself in 58, and by 68, it was a whole different conversation. We were against gay marriage before we were for it. As a nation, there's always a moment where we change our minds. Let's not punish people for not knowing the truth before. Let's honor the moment that we're in and move forward. That's what's so special about this possibility and seeing all these players come together. And that's why I'm a little confused by Paris's position here.
All right, we're
My
going to leave it right
position
there.
is
We're
you don't
not
have to be
done, though.
disrespectful to the flag, our country, and our soldiers. Don't be disrespectful to them. You can have the point and prove your message in a respectful manner. This is not respectful, and it's dishonoring our country.
And my final point is, the ultimate respect for America is to criticize it incessantly, as James Baldwin said. We affirm America by forcing it to live up to its highest ideals. And its highest ideals are freedom, justice, and equality. The problem is America's never been that, and these players are on the field demonstrating that, trying to get America to be as good as it's promised. You should be excited about that, especially you, Paris. You should be excited by that.
I'm not excited about disrespecting the flag. I'm not excited about that.
Many are arguing the utmost show of respect for a nation is exercising your constitutional rights. So, Marc Lamont Hill, let's leave it here. Paris Denard, Brian Stelter, Andy Scholes. We're going to pick up this conversation. We're going to take a short break for now. We'll be right back.
That our flag